So I realized that in the practice test I didn't provide any problems with units raised to a power, so I gave you two examples here for us to work through. Alright, so I'm going to start out. Looking at this, I've got my base unit squared and a unit with a prefix, so this is only going to be a one-step problem. So I'm going to put step 1, I need to write my given. Sorry. Alright. My given is 450 meters squared. Now, I want to convert to kilometers squared, so I'm going to put the relationship between meters squared and kilometers squared. So meters squared equals kilometers squared. Remember, look to see which unit is bigger. So kilometers are bigger. And guys, little k, big K, it's fine. There isn't another prefix that's a K, so I'm kind of sloppy with it. I apologize. So kilometers are bigger, so I'm going to put a 1. Meters are smaller. They're 10 to the third meters in a kilometer, so 10 to the third. But remember, since I square my unit, I also have to square this relationship. So 10 to the third raised to the second, you end up multiplying these so it becomes 10 to the sixth. That's the only way these problems are any different from any problems we've done so far. So now we're going to solve it. I want to find kilometers squared. Okay, so step 2, I'm going to go from meter squared to kilometer squared. Alright, so step 3, I'm going to start out. So I've got 450 meters squared. Okay, I'm in meter squared. I want to get rid of meter squared, so I'm going to put those on bottom. And I want to get into kilometer squared, so I'm going to put those up top. Now, I know this relationship already. Okay, 1 goes next to the kilometers, and 10 to the 6th, because it's 3 times 2, goes on bottom. Now, if you take 450 and in your calculator divide by 10 to the 6th, what you'll get is 4.5 times 10 to the negative 4th. Or you can do it in your head, which I did. And remember, your units are kilometers squared. Okay, if you wrote 4.50, what will happen is when you're checking sig figs, this will be 2 sig figs because you count from right to left. This is 1, 2. While this will be 3 sig figs. So it can't be 4.50. It has to be 4.5. All right, next problem. Notice you've got 2 prefixes here, so this is going to be a 2-step problem. It's fine. You can do it. You're given 3.5 centimeters squared. So I want to go from centimeters squared. I need to get to my base unit first, which is meters squared. And then I'm going to go from meters squared to decameters squared. And I'll skip down and put that for step 2. So centimeters squared. If you want to skip steps, that's fine, but make sure you fill everything in. So let's put these relationships up there. So centimeters squared equals meters squared. And then meters squared equals decameters squared. So, which unit's larger, meters or centimeters? Well, meters. How many centimeters in 1 meter? Well, 10 to the second centimeters in 1 meter. But remember, since that's raised to the second, this also has to be raised to the second. Here, which one's bigger, meters or decameters? Decameters. And there are 10 meters in a decameter, but I have to also square that. Remember, if this were different, if this were meters cubed and this were decameters cubed, you'd have a 1 and you'd have a 10, but you'd have to raise that to the third. So it's whatever this exponent is that you raise it to. Okay? So now I'm actually going to write this out because I'm on step 3. Awesome, almost done. 3.5 centimeters squared. Crisscross swoosh. I want to get rid of centimeters squared, so I put them on the bottom. I want to get into meters squared first, so I put that up top. Crisscross swoosh again. I want to get rid of meters squared because I want to get into now decameters squared. Guys, make sure to have a capital D because little d is deci, which is different. So here you have your relationship, so it's a 1 and then 2 times 2 is 4, so 10 to the 4th. And then deca would be 1, and this would be 10 squared. So it would be 3.5 divided by 10 to the fourth, which is 3.5 times 10 to the negative fourth. And then you divide by 10 to the second again because it's in the denominator. And so your final answer, if you need to do it on your calculator, guys, I'm not going to judge, that's fine. If you can do it in your head, great. Just be careful. Be 10 to the negative sixth decameters squared. Let's check sig figs. This has 2. This has 2. Awesome. And I'm done. So both of these guys I checked. So step 4 I checked. And 4 I checked. Okay? Awesome. That's it.